Okay, so for this time, we're going to investigate naman yung double reinforced concrete na beam. And again, talking about investigation, yung i-determine naman natin dito is yung strength capacity ng ating beam to resist flexure. So meaning, we're going to solve for the phi mn. So yung mga kinakailangan natin para investigate yung double reinforced na beam is that dapat meron tayong cross-section, then na-indicate na yung mga detailing. Of course, yung number of bars per layer ay dapat na-indicate din sa problem. So as yung geometry, yung concrete properties, at saka yung steel reinforcement properties. So as you can observe here, hindi equal yung mga number of tension bars natin for the first layer and second layer, di ba? So yung gagawin natin dito, we're uh, going to solve for the centroid ng ating steel reinforcement dito sa tension bars by using the Varignon's theorem. So, first, of course, dapat meron na tayong beta factor. Since yung FC prime natin is 28, therefore 0.85 yung ating beta. And of course, yung upper limit ng ating concrete na strain, so that is 0.003. And then our elastic modulus is 200,000 megapascal as indicated in the problem. So first, isolve muna natin yung provided na mga steel areas natin. So isa-isahin natin yung steel area per layer. So ito yung AS1 dito, ito yung steel area sa first layer natin. So we have 4 times pi times yung bar diameter natin na 25 mm squared lang divided by 4. So yung makalculate natin is 1963.4954. Then for the second layer naman, yung area natin is 1,472 sa AS2. So yung total na steel area natin, if we're going to add AS1 and AS2, that is equivalent to 3,436.117, or simply, yung 7 na lang i-times nyo sa pi d squared all over 4. You'll still get the same answer. So after nito, is yung pagkuha natin ng ating CS1. So yung CS1 na tinutukoy dito, ito yung centroid. Location ng centroid ng bars natin sa first layer, papunta dito sa bottom ng ating concrete. So that is taken to be 40 plus diameter ng stirrups plus yung bar diameter natin na 25 divided by 62.5. So that's why we have 62.5 here to be our CS1. Then for our CS2 naman, so ito yung location ng mga bars natin, centroidal location ng bars natin sa second layer, papunta dito sa bottom ng ating concrete. So, ang gagawin natin, this is just equivalent to clear concrete cover plus yung diameter ng stirrups plus yung ating bar diameter na 25 plus yung clear spacing between the two layers here, yung clear spacing, that is 25 pa rin, plus yung ating bar diameter divided by 2. So, makukuha nating value is 112.5. So, may ibang designers naman na may kinoconsider pa silang dito, diameter ng stirrups. Kasi, di ba, second layer, so therefore, yung magiging kasi, illustration, if meron tayong tie bars dito, then sa second layer, syempre, dapat meron din tayong dyan, additional na stirrups para ma-hold yung sa second layer. So, yung ginagawa nila, magdadagdag pa sila dito ng plus 10. So, pwede din yan. Depende na sa inyo as a structural designer. So, in short, instead of 112.5, pwede pa kayo mag-add ng additional na 10, magiging 122.5. Pero in this problem, hindi na natin dinagdag yung diameter ng stirrups. Pero sa actual design, pwede kayong magdagdag. Okay? So, since meron na tayong CS1 tsaka CS2, so gagamitan na natin ito ng Varignon's theorem. So, yung AS1 natin na 1,963.4954 times yung CS1 na 62.5 plus yung AS2 na 1472.6216 times yung CS2 na 112.5 divided by AS. So yung AS natin is 3,436.117. So yung masosolve natin is 83.928571.86. Okay, so 83.9286, ito na yung CS natin. So this is necessary para masolve natin mamaya yung effective depth ng T. Then of course, yung ating AS prime naman na provided, this is equivalent to N prime bar na 3, that is number of bars ng compression bar natin, times pi times bar diameter, pi d squared all over 4. So ito naman yung provided na steel area sa ating compression bar.